We're recording? Yeah, okay. So for 34 and 35, graphing calculator, these guys are in standard. We're going to learn how to graph these in the next unit. And so we're going to do by hand. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and go to y equals. I'm going to clear these guys. All right. Clear. Nope. Clear. Go back up. I'm going to type this. I'm going to go x squared. X squared. I hit the square button right here, squared, plus 2x minus 3. All right. Now what I'm looking for is this is a greater than 0, and in 35 this is a less than 0. If I want greater than 0, that means obviously if you're greater than 0, that's positive. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to go zoom standard. I'm going to look for all the values that are greater than 0. All right. So I can pretty much take I can pretty much just cover that up, and I can just say that is where x is actually greater than 0 because it's above the x-axis. All right. So I'm going to ignore everything that's below. And so what I have is I have two pieces, right? So this means that my interval for positive, right? We said positive, yeah, greater. So positive is from negative infinity all the way to negative 3. And then we stop, make a jump to the next, and the next is from 1 to positive infinity. All right, so that is the answer. That's it. Because all it's asking, use a graph to solve each inequality. All right. Now this is an interval notation. I could have said x is less than, less than negative 3, or x is greater than positive 1. Now that's actually better because it does say to solve. And so when you say solve, it means that you should have x kind of in your answer, right? X equals, or x is less than or greater than something. That's the solution, okay? So this is your final answer. But this is in interval notation. This is in somewhat set notation. All right, so for 35, I'm going to switch it now. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for those things that are less than 0. So less than 0, if you forget which direction the less than or greater than sign is, you need to work at it because it's crucial here. You have to if you can't figure out a mnemonic to kind of help you memorize it, right? This is pointing to the negative numbers, so it must be less. This is pointing to the positive numbers, so it must be greater. If that escapes you, find something else. I don't know of any other mnemonic device, but you just have to know that because I can't help you with that on a test. All right. So make sure you understand this is less than 0, therefore negative. This is greater than 0, therefore positive. That's crucial. You got to know that. All right, so it looks like I'm going to do a zoom standard, and let's see if my graph fits on here. Okay, perfect. So it looks like I'm looking for everything negative, and that's everything below the x-axis this way. Okay, graph. So what I'm going to do is I notice that it's between these two places, so it looks like that from negative 1 all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. That's my final answer. That is where I am actually negative, is along that interval. So the way that this works is that if I picked a number, anything in between negative 1 and 8, like 0, if I plug in a 0, I better be less than 0. So 0 squared minus 7, 0 is 0. Minus 8 is negative 8. Is negative 8 less than 0? Of course. So every single number in between negative 1 and 8 will give you a negative value. Okay, that's what we're after. All right, I told you to skip 37. We got 4 more problems to talk about, and then we'll be all set.